You can hardly be aware. Separate from the heat to the tingles of my hip. If we take a little walk, we might have a little talk. Ready to take the air to the table. The chair to the table. Now you know we're on the table. I'm going to see you talk when you know what you now walk to the table with the side. Because you don't want to talk. Have as many things as you. Can we walk the room so the bubbles going down? Walking back to town with the triple going down. With the crowd around round. And everybody cries as they hit to the side. To the table and the chair. Come to take me. When they going down and out to the table and the back. And wondered all the day. You see sitting back. The baby they can crack and they beat away your mouth.
WTF, welcome to Funkatopia. I'm your host, Mr. Christopher. This man over on this side over here is the one, the only Mr. Michael Bland.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. In the face. I just want to say in the face. And
yeah, one more time.
In the face.
Oh my goodness.
All right, in his face. Yes, in his face. All right.
Yeah, happy Holoquake, folks. Yeah, you know, a lot of people ask me about that. And well, we used to call this little thing that we did Merry Princemas. But people, he didn't celebrate Christmas and blah blah blah. So people getting all bent out of shape and being all weird. And I was just like, dude, this is just too much, man. Y'all just need to just relax. But so I changed it to Happy Holoquake because the other part of that too was I thought, you know what? I also shouldn't. I don't to include Prince's name in it somehow incorporated. I just like, you know, I don't really care too much about the Merry Princemas thing. That doesn't bother me too much. But you know, I thought, you know what? I'm just going to try to avoid anything litigious. I don't want to incorporate this. Fine. Happy Holoquake. Here we go.
Right. Okay. Moving on.
Yeah. Moving on.
Great.
I hope you guys had a good one. Next week, we're going to have a little bit of fun. No special guest, but we're going to be unveiling piece by piece the top 20 funk albums of 2025.
Oh, wow.
So you're going to want to tune in for that because you guys haven't seen, you know, last year I did the same exact thing. We did the top 20 funk albums of 2024. which is a thing that I've been doing for many years now. You can go on to funkatopia.com and search for best funk, and you'll see over the years all the ones that I've done. And I said last year, I said, you know what? Every time I do these lists, and then you guys are like, oh, I didn't even know these albums existed. And I said, I'm going to do a much better job of letting you guys know about these albums. And I did just as shitty a job as I did before. So well, I hope you guys are having a good one. Any big plans for Christmas? Just hanging tight, just chilling.
Me? I'm in Soul Asylum, which means Christmas Eve, I'm in rehearsal starting at 10 o'clock in the evening and going till maybe 1, because that's how we get down. We have a show on Saturday, December 27th in the main room. We do a holiday show every year, and Tommy Stinson is going to be joining us. So, we're rehearsing hard, and we want the people to get their money's worth. A lot of people travel during this perilous time. Some people even come across from Canada. So, we're wishing everybody safe travel, because it's every year it's kind of a toss of the dice. It's Minnesota.
So what is the date of that show? I mean, I've never, regrettably, I've never been to a Soul Asylum show. But what do you guys play in the same place every year? Is the same date? What's
not the same date, but every December we kind of have a we can do a holiday show at First Ave in the main room. Some years we skip it just because we don't want to overwork it, but most years we do one show at the end of the year at First Ave in the main room. Just kind of it's kind of a tradition.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
So Saturday, December 27th in the main room.
Marvelous 3 does that very, very similar thing here in Atlanta.
Okay.
I think it's in November though.
Does
October.
rock like that get love in Atlanta? I never.
Oh yeah. No, Marvelous 3 is from Atlanta. So they're
okay. No, I think they're great, but I mean, there's a lot of great bands from Minnesota that never broke out, never did. It's like it's
the same exact scenario up there that it was down here. We had a really super strong rock scene here in Atlanta for a long time, and a lot of that is, you look at bands like Mother's Finest and Marvelous 3, and okay. But in the 90s, we had a really strong rock scene here, and the live scene was pretty amazing in the 80s and 90s. Man, it was
some rock and roll names, man. I don't know who comes from down there that like the rock. Who did you have?
I mean, you had guys like we had a lot of the harder edge funk rock stuff that kind of like Stuck Mojo and Follow for Now, and obviously Marvelous 3, and
all right.
So you had and then Butch Walker kind of started doing his own thing, and
sure.
I mean, it's just we had a pretty solid scene down here. Obviously, Zach Brown Band. Most of the guys from Zach Brown Band were actually here in Atlanta. Matter of fact, their bass player John Hopkins is we've known each other for many, many, many years. When I ran the old website called slabmusic.com, which stood for Southern Local Area Bands, and I was supporting bands like John Mayer. John Mayer came out of here, and John Mayer and John Hopkins, who again plays bass now for Zach Brown Band. He actually was in a band. He was in 2 bands. He did a cover band called the Woodpeckers, and he also had his own band here called Brighter Shade, which was a phenomenal band. And he was actually the lead singer. Okay. But yeah, we had a really, really great.
I mean, I know there's a lot of variety in terms of what comes from Georgia. I know the B-52s of there from there,
right?
Georgia Satellites, awesome,
right?
But it's like as far as like
Black Crows.
Sure. Okay. I didn't. I didn't remember that they were a Georgia band.
Yeah, we got a lot. Matter of fact,
REM.
REM. Right. Exactly. Matter of fact, I've got in my filing cabinet. I don't know if I ever told you this story, but I went to a Waffle House in the 90s. I think it was early 90s. And as I'm walking out, Chris Robinson and his brother are walking. As I'm walking in, they're coming out. And it was late night. And we sat at a table. Obviously, we kind of did, just being courteous, whatever. We didn't want to there was no selfies back then. And I sat at a table that they must have been sitting at. It was at a booth, and they must have been sitting at that booth because folded up was a contract from that I guess Chris was supposed to have signed, and he didn't. He just left it unsigned and sitting on the table for the shooting of the video for Jealous Again, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And maybe so I have the contract and I kept it, and I still have the contract sitting in my filing cabinet. I mean, but obviously without the signature, it's not worth much. But there's a story attached to it. And I was like, sure, this is pretty cool, man. So
yeah, man. I was I did a lot of work in the early aughts with Paul Westerberg, also in the late 90s. And at one point we were going to we were trying to put together an interesting concept for a tour. And one day he spits out, he says, I'd like to start a band with Chris Robinson. And we keep talking, and it was going to be like me, Tommy Stinson, Paul, and Chris. And he said, let's call it the Black Mats. And we were that close to trying to actually really do it, man.
Chris is a badass, man. Mm-hmm. He's just one of these guys that's, they played in Atlanta all the time. It seemed like every other week they had a show here, but they had, Chris Robinson's Brotherhood, obviously, which was like his little bit of a funk band kind of. It's kind of that,
sure,
that funk adjacent, hippie bohemian type of funk. But it was really, really good. I still remember the first time I heard it. I was at a concert for was it Follow for Now and Living Color, and I'm trying to remember who was playing, but they were playing it over the PA, and I was just like, and it was one song after another. I was like, what is this? This is badass. And then I found out it was Chris Robinson's Brotherhood's first album, and I can't remember the name of it, but I was just like, okay, ah, God, these guys are, they're monsters, man.
Do you know if Luther Dickinson's still playing with them?
I do not know the current.
I'm trying to think if Luther's from Memphis or if he's from Atlanta. Maybe he was from Memphis.
Jeremy J. Soul says jam band. Yeah, I know it's jam band, but it's different than a jam band because Dave Matthews Band falls into that jam band, but I don't consider them funk. It's just
some things are funky, but it's just because of that drummer that's ripping everything he can off of Dennis Chambers, like the rest of us. I just talked to Dennis on the phone the other day, man. I swear, when my phone rings and I see his name, for those who don't know who Dennis Chambers is, he is one of the greatest drummers of all time. I wouldn't sound like I sound if it wasn't for Dennis. So, and he every time he calls, I start like sweating bullets. Like, what am I going to say to this dude? He's like my idol. He calls, hey, man, what's going on, man? We chop it up like we're friends and peers and whatnot. And the whole time I feel like the pimply teenager from The Simpsons. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, no, you're absolutely right, sir. It's just.
We need to get him on the show one time.
If you want, I'll ask him. I'll be talking like this the whole time, but he might say, yeah. I'll ask him, man. I mean, people don't know. He played on a lot of the Sugar Hill Gang records. If he might be on like Rapper's Delight, I think, as well as like Knee Deep and like all the P-Funk jams. And then later on in the 80s, then he like turned up with John Schofield and Gary Granger, and all that was all funky and jazzy. And he's just incredible. He's just incredible and a really nice guy. I'll ask him.
Get him on.
Dennis.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. Okay. I would love to get him on. Well, that's, what's funny that you say that, because that's how I feel sometimes. Well, I mean, now our relationship your and I relationship has grown like a lot, obviously, and I don't feel that way anymore. But in the early days when I was talking to you on the phone, I'm like, dude, I can't believe I'm sitting here, talking with Michael Bland. So I still haven't gotten. I still feel that way when I'm talking to Jesse Johnson. Like when because you talk on the phone with Jesse Johnson for, we'll be on the phone till like the wee hours. And I can't, like every 10 minutes, my brain goes, I'm sitting here talking to Jesse Johnson on the phone.
I get it.
Every 10 minutes. It's like,
yeah, I think I present different than Jesse though. Jesse he seems to be a very like protective person.
Drinking wine tonight, by the way.
Okay, man. Well, get your swerve on, man. I ain't mad at that.
This is a gift that I got a long time. Camus Vineyards, which is an unbelievable wine. It's fantastic.
Okay.
But
mellow.
this is old. This is old, and it's been sitting there for a while. So I don't know exactly how it's going to taste, and we'll see, how it spirals. But we're here having a good time. This is just a free for all, happy holidays edition, man. We're just chilling. We're going to have a good time. Yes, I have a few topics to talk about. One of which was really caused a stir in the purple universe. And if you have not heard, that's why you guys tune in, right?
What is it? Well, yeah, wait, man. I didn't hear nothing, man. I've been in rehearsal all week. What happened?
No, we can't go right into it.
All right, okay.
This is going to be one of these topics that is going to that may grow its own sort of legs. And on top of that, we'll try the phone lines again tonight.
Oh yeah, right on.
And we'll try to do the phone lines earlier in the show so that you guys, we're not cramming it in for the last 30 minutes.
Oh yeah,
yes,
right.
You're right.
Yeah, that was a little better. Hey, better.
Yeah, there you go. I will go ahead and put it up right now. Thank you, Purple Nerds.
All right.
It said, Funkatopia Live is not endorsed or affiliated with Prince, Paisley Park, or the Prince Estate. All commentary here is just Michael Bland and myself talking. Yep. It's all rumor and conjecture unless you hear otherwise from an official source. And the reason why I read that out, I'm aware that you can read. However, there are people listening on iHeartRadio and Odyssey and Spotify, and they're not viewing a banner right now. That's so right. I'm keeping it low. Yes, there was a rumor that has started. Somebody had said something and said it, and it's somebody who's tied to the purple community in a variety of different ways, but is not an official source of information. But they said something very, very matter-of-factly, as if they had information from a direct source, and it caused quite a tizzy. It was a lot. And when I found it out, I kind of started doing a little bit of research. I couldn't get anybody to, I guess we're going to end up just talking about it, but I don't want to get into it right now because of the fact that it's got a lot of meat on the bones. You guys, all right, you want me to do it? All right, fine.
Let's get me all turned up. Now I'm like, well, what?
All right, let's do it. I kind of want to, break in for
what, Prince's name's in the Epstein files or something. What?
No, I'm sure not. No,
is that what it is?
No.
Oh, all right.
Before we go there, I want to make sure. Before we go there, I want to make sure that I send out a nod. And a congratulations to St. Paul and the Minneapolis Funk All-Stars that they performed at the halftime show at the Timberwolves game this past Sunday.
That wasn't the lineup, though.
Yeah, well, that's the picture that they posted. I didn't know what the lineup was. What?
Maybe they played also. I honestly don't know. But what I saw,
they're in the state arena right there. So
yes, but the footage that I saw, maybe I saw something else. I thought I was watching. I thought I saw Mackenzie and Morris and Tony and Brown Mark. And
I don't think that was that. That was not
okay.
This is who play. Yeah, this is who play. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. So
all right.
Yeah, but
I'm wrong.
Yeah, so first off, can you see on my side? I am mousing over the image right now, and it's showing me an arrow, and it says slide number 1. Are you seeing that? Or are you not seeing anything?
I'm not seeing any slide number 1.
Okay, good. All right, good. That's good. So that was them on the Jumbotron there, and that is who. Obviously, that's JP, Kirky J, Fink, Elisa Fiorillo, and on top of that, Elisa sang the national anthem.
Cool.
Yeah. So and here's some pictures of them. There's Elisa and Fink at the craft table, I guess, and doing mic checks and whatnot. And one of the things that I actually saw that I thought was really cool is that they actually had a place set up for Jelly Bean.
Oh, wow.
On the floor.
Mm-hmm.
On the floor. That's pretty badass.
Yes, sir.
I literally could just sit and just stare at that photo for for a minute or two. And and you have such a long history with Jelly Bean. And me, I've only known Jelly Bean as a fan, and seeing him live and, obviously meeting and sitting down and talking with him a few times. And I've had him on the show many times. He's been on the show like 4 or 5 times, but I know that you guys actually had a working, professional, personal relationship that I just can't, I can't imagine. So Bean was one of the first people who reached out when people started finding out that Prince had fired us. And I went out to lunch with Bean for once a week for a while. Wow. And we were just catching up. This is kind of around when, I guess this would have been like the mid 96 or so. And that's how we got to know each other. He just kind of, hey, man, he had been coming down to bunkers and sitting in here and there, So, we were playing together often, but we finally got to actually kind of compare our experiences and discuss all the other people we have in common and know. And I really got to know Jelly, and he was the thing I admired most about him was that he managed to be buoyant almost always, but he was a truthful person. He was not going to just say whatever to go along to get along. Like, he was very, forthright and kind of, you know what I mean? I mean, he wasn't in it for the showbiz. I mean, he was a rock and roller, all the way in and out. But Bean, he was no respecter of persons. He was nice to everybody. He was supportive of everybody, and he will never get the credit he really deserves. Oh no, absolutely not. That's and that's the worst part of it for me. And I've played that.
He didn't even make the money he should have got. It's like,
my
goodness.
Last show, I think I played this before the last time that, I played it the last time we were doing that celebration of Jelly Bean, and the story of me walking over to him and giving him, the recorder and saying, hey, I have this radio show. I would love to have a bumper. We were hanging out at the Minnesota Music Cafe, and I said, I would love to have you, do a bumper. And he didn't even ask what it was or anything. He just grabbed the recorder, and then he just did the let me see if you can hear this. Go ahead.
Hello, this is Jelly Bean. You listen to Fuckatopia. It's bad. The bad men. Bad man.
The bad men. Yeah, that's him. The bad man. The bad man. Yes, bad men.
I was just like, well, it's a show. It's not me, but
listen,
I'll
you don't
it.
care.
I'll take it.
He's giving me take what he gave you and run with it, bro.
And actually, the clip that I put that's running on the radio show was just you're listening to Funkatopia. I just took out the bad man part, but I'm thinking about now posthumously putting that all back in, and just obviously taking out the stutter or whatever, but putting it back in as he recorded it, and because I just feel like anytime that you pay homage to somebody, it should be in the, in the original, the content or whatever.
Yeah, all right. Do what you feel, man. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But no, and the only reason why I'm just getting a little bit reflective, obviously, is just the holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, is it Happy Kwanzaa? I don't know what the normal, I don't know what it is. A Happy Kwanzaa, Merry Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you celebrate, or if you don't celebrate anything out at all other than having the time off of work. Happy holidays. And I hope you guys have a fun time.
Yeah, man.
And so
definitely.
but when you get reflective like that, when you're in the middle of the holidays, it's like you start thinking about family, you start thinking about gratitude
Oh yeah.
and the blessings that you have, because sometimes your life can be really super shitty, and it's really super easy to overlook the blessings that you have, even if you don't have a lot. You have like a roof over your head and family, even if you don't have family, but if you have your roof over your head and you're breathing and you're able to just enjoy life in the world, it's really easy to overlook blessings, man. And I just get that way during the holidays. It's like, it's a time to kind of step back. You should do it at Thanksgiving, and I kind of do it a little bit there, but Christmas, for whatever reason, always just, really generates that more than Thanksgiving does. Thanksgiving is just, I don't know. It's an opportunity to kind of reflect, but Christmas hits me way harder than Thanksgiving does.
Yeah, it's all really relative for me, man. I've been out of town and away from my family for so many holidays that I don't even, I mean, as a kid being on the road with Prince, I'd call home, all I could hear was cutlery and people chewing and, okay, hand the phone over. And I just get mad. Okay, you know what? I'm going to hang up now. I'd be, in Germany somewhere. I'm going to hang up now.
It is so funny that you say that, because it's so funny that you say it, because a friend of mine, really good friend of mine that I worked with, named Doug, he always would bring leftovers for lunch. And I don't know why that sound grates on me, because he wouldn't bring Tupperware. He would bring like actual glass plates. So you would hear him, so you would hear that scraping of and it would grate on my nerves. I was just like, because it was just the way he would always scrape the plates.
Some people, they're tone deaf to that.
Well, especially when it's you that's eating, you're not thinking about it, but when you're listening to it, it's just like,
if I
love Doug, I love Doug, but that was just like,
if I scrape the plate, man, I put the cutlery down. I have to pause for a moment. So I don't know. I don't know.
So I just feel kind of, anyways, that's funny. That
I got you. Well, yeah. And also speaking of that, it's like, Jelly Bean's family, they got to be going through it right now, man. I don't mean to double back, but just blessings and prayers out to the family. This is their first Christmas without him. And he was a strong personality.
Oh yeah, like he was larger than life.
Is someone who will be missed, and differently than Prince, because Bean could be his authentic self and not, not have to. There was nothing to hide. He was not that type of person. Prince was very secretive. He didn't like to celebrate holidays. I remember one Thanksgiving, he was like, well, the government says I have to give you the day off, but I could direct this band with a turkey leg in my hand, and we can keep on funking. Who wants to keep rehearsing through the holiday? And nobody would want to do it. All right, and he'd still stomp out and go back to his office.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah. So, but before we leave out of this, I did actually get the video of Elisa performing the anthem. You want to watch it? You want to see it?
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, let's check it out. This is Lisa Fiorillo doing the halftime performance. I'm not halftime performance. This is pregame, and check it out. Here you go.
Our next color smash is Troop 3571 from Maryland. Please remain standing and remove your caps. Joining us to perform tonight's national anthem, she collaborated with Prince as a member of the New Power Generation. Please welcome Elisa Fiorillo.
Woo! Yeah!
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts endlessly streaming, and the rocket's red glare.
Yeah.
The bombs bursting in air came through the night. That our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free?
Yep. Yep.
In the home of the brave.
Lisa, you killed it.
Welcome to tonight's match.
You know,
All
that,
right.
that conjured many different thoughts and emotions for me, man.
Yeah, man.
One of the first things that I worked on when I started hanging around Prince, I was in the band, but we weren't really doing anything yet. I played on 2 songs on Elisa's album. One was called Ooh, This I Need, and the other one's called Love's No Fun. And
I remember Love's Not Fun. Yeah.
Sonny played the keyboard bass on Love's No Fun. He was in Studio B with David Z, and I was in Studio A with Prince. We didn't even know it. Like, he was in the building, I was in the building. This is like before Prince asked Sonny to join the band or any of that, you know. But it's like we were all collaborating before that, even, you know.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, Elisa was, you know, she had just gotten signed, and yeah, so that was, I mean, I'm thinking
I don't-
about that. And
I
then
don't
I'm
think a
also
lot of
thinking-
people realize that how talented she is. I mean, I think, you know, she gets pigeonholed into like Love Machine and things like that. And you think, you know, because she's not really showcasing, I mean, she's there and she's obviously in a lead vocal position on that song, but you're not hearing the powerhouse vocals that she legitimately has. It's
No.
like, and I didn't know it until they came through Atlanta. It was her, Liv Warfield, and Shelby J, and they came through. I don't remember what they were called. Like surprisingly enough, it wasn't any. It was not like Build like a Prince thing. It was just the 3 of them, and they came through, and I got a taste of just how powerful she was, and it was like, wow.
She's a real one, man. She's a real one. She always had it. Like, I understood why Prince liked her voice. You know what? There's a quality to her voice that reminds me of a singer who used to be, I think, the lead singer of, what was the band? Her name was Belita Woods. And
but Belita was also part of
what is that song? There was a band she was in. I don't get no man that I'm wild out. Give me a chance to bake it. It's like a disco.
Yeah, I know. It's
That band was incredible. But she has a quality. It's like a sped up quality to her voice. Kind of like when Stevie Wonder has a thing he does where he goes into this range, like at the end of Maybe Your Baby.
Well, she was in
I'm a
Brides
little
of Funkenstein.
boy. What's that now?
She was in Brides of Funkenstein.
That's right. Okay.
And also, and she's been on the show before too.
Okay. I heard that she had passed, but maybe it was a rumor. But
no.
Okay.
No, she has passed.
Okay.
She has passed. She passed a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
But she was on
Brainstorm.
Yes, that's the name of the band. The name of the song though. Love Is Really My Game. That's it. Love Is Really My Game that is the bomb, man. I love that song. But she also appeared on a record by Foley McCreary, who used to play lead bass with Miles Davis, that he dropped in like Mo Jazz, like back when Motown had this sort of subsidiary they were working on. I'm digressing and going way around it. The other thing I was thinking about was if Black people had never gotten here, man, I don't know what music would have been like for y'all, because I don't know who started the tradition of doing that with the Star Spangled Banner, but that's way, it's like who messed it up for everybody? Because I'm thinking now about that clip of Maya Rudolph doing the national anthem.
Yeah.
And she's I'm like, wow, man.
It's a lot. I mean, I love the fact they've kind of, you have to have that spice. I mean, granted, you've got the Roseanne Barr things that happen and I mean, you're always going to have something different. And Thundercats iteration was pretty crazy. So
I didn't hear it, but I'll go looking for it later on.
Yeah.
Yes, I did play
not Thundercat, Mono Neon. I'm sorry.
Oh, you know what? I think I saw that.
Yeah, I think we played it here.
We probably did. Yes, I did play on Foley's record also, but Belita was on a different track than me.
Yeah, I think the first time I had really dug into Belita was when she appeared as a guest vocalist on the Big Old Nasty Get Down, which is John Haight's funk project, the Big Old Nasty Get Down, on the first volume of that. And I don't remember what track she sang on, but she was on that too. And I'm wondering if I'm remembering incorrectly that she's been on the show. I've had the Brides of Funkenstein on the show. I've had, Lynn's been on the show, and also have Dawn Silva's book back here, The Funk Queen. Dawn Silva's been on the show before. So yeah. But yeah, man. Wow. All right. Let's so I wanted to get that out of the way. Congratulations, St. Paul. And you killed it. At least it was amazing. It was very, very quick. So I wanted to talk just a little bit about this, just really, really quickly. Don't really know about, how I feel about this, but just wanted to, obviously we're in a little bit of an open forum, but happy Holoquake. We have a concert thing that we do on the radio station called Happy Holoquake. It used to be called Merry Princemas, where we play 4 days of Prince's music concerts. And basically I had to move it just to only be played for Patreon supporters. It used to be free. We used to have it out all the time. But once I moved it behind, Patreon walls, because I need to make sure that people actually are going to help me do the licensing for this, because we're both ASCAP and Global Music Rights licensed radio station.
Yeah. So
it's expensive. You get lots of people listening, and it's expensive. I mean, the way that, for those that don't know how music licensing works to play music online or on the radio station or anything else, is that you, once a month, you have to send them a spreadsheet that has all of the artists that you played and how many people were listening when that artist played, what song that you played, et cetera, et cetera. And then they do math. It's just, it's however much it is per volume of people that were listening, per whatever. And this show, obviously, when we play all of Prince's music, well, not only in chronological order when we do it during Prince Giving, but also during this is when we have live concerts. It can get expensive. It can get really expensive. And I got a lot of flack. And just so you know, it started at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 20th, which was Saturday. And it's still going right now. And then tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoonish, we'll do it again. Same concerts, but we do it with an offset so that you can hear everything that you may have missed when you were sleeping. But I basically put this up, and there was some comments that really kind of ticked me off. The first one obviously was, well, people said, this used to be free. It's like, yeah, you're right. It did. But the reality of it is that it's not now, because I'm legal. I'm paying music licensing right in order to play these songs. And it costs money to do that. And
so when you listen, not free,
when you listen to it may be free for you, but somebody's paying for it.
Yes.
Whether
Right.
it's advertising, whether it's
Yes.
advertisers,
Mhm.
and if nobody is paying for it, it's being done illegally.
Mhm. That's right.
Or it's being done through advertising, or it's being done. In this case, it was me. And so that's the reason why I moved it behind Patreon walls. It was I wanted to. I still want to do it, and Prince loved it when I did it, when he was with us when I was doing it. But I need to make sure that I'm playing by the rules now. And the problem is that people have an issue with that. And there was one comment that a person made, and if you left the comment up there, that's on you. But the comment was, I love what you guys do, but I'm not paying for it. I was like, wow, dude. Wow. Okay. Wow. I was like, well, you said that says a lot.
Yes. Yes.
But thank you for your honesty. And that's, if you don't feel like there's value in what we do here, cool, man. That's fine. I mean,
how can you love it and not support it though?
Yeah, it kind of, it's like,
say that much.
And I tried to also make situations where you could support us without doing anything and without paying anything by setting up, like if you love what we do, but maybe you can't afford it, or even $5 a month is stretching you thin or whatever, to be on Patreon. That's cool. That's the reason why I set up funkatopia.com/Amazon, which goes through an affiliate link that we have, an affiliate thing that we have, so that you can still shop on Amazon. And if the person that you buy something from actually does a commission because we sent you to Amazon, then we get a cut. Not really how it's supposed to work. I'm supposed to like promote products like, I can't believe this knife is so awesome. And then you say, oh, where can I get that knife? And I go, well, it just so happens. And that's how it's supposed to work. But I wanted to make it so that it's a little bit easier to support us when you don't, simply can't financially do so. And anyways, so needless to say, I just want to say thank you again. This is a reflection of blessings. Thank you so much for following us, and for enjoying the show and hanging out with us and all that. We greatly appreciate it, and we definitely love it when you support us. There's a variety of ways you can do it, but obviously the one that we love and prefer is through Patreon. Patreon.com/Funkatopia. It's patreon.com/Funkatopia. You can join, and you will be able to hear not only the rest of Happy Holoquake, but when we restarted again on Christmas Eve. I don't know the exact time. I'll post the exact time because because there was some changes to the concerts that are playing. I'm not exactly sure when it's going to end, and I need to make sure there's an 8-hour window. So because then there needs to be a difference so that there's a shift. But anyways, you'll also get to hear it, because you're not going to be able to hear this unless you're a Patreon supporter, because if you're a Patreon supporter, then you're helping me to offset these licensing fees so that when an artist gets played, the artist gets paid. That's how we play. So
yes, sir.
Please join patreon.com/Funkatopia. And that way you can get access to this really cool concert thing, 24/7 Prince concerts from covering all areas of his career. Every single year, if he did a tour, we found something.
Yes, sir.
You're gonna love that.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much if you're supporting us. I just want to go ahead and just tie the bow in that in case that wasn't clear. Thank you. Hey, Steve, what's going on? Steve Parks in the house. How you doing, brother?
That's right.
All right. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, I don't even know what it is, man. So I'm just
all right. So
I'm braced.
So I'm not going to share who's this person is, but they're on X, and they always they definitely have their finger on the pulse of some things. And a post that this person did, I'm going to paraphrase, or maybe I shouldn't paraphrase. Maybe I should just go ahead and just read it verbatim. So let's show. I've not signed it on X on this level, so I'll just paraphrase it because it's asking me to do this login process, and
Okay.
Never mind. Essentially, it's now I have to pull it up. I tell you what, let's do this. Because I don't want to paraphrase, especially since I'm sitting here drinking wine. So while I'm trying to pull this up, why don't you tell people about this here while I'm pulling this up?
Oh boy. Yeah. Oh, I'll tell them everything they want to know. I mean, but it's pretty much self-explanatory. I have a kind of a production company called Urban Classic Presents, and a lot of the entertainment that I offer involves these three people up front, and they do all of the singing, and the rest of us do all of the playing. And I've had Urban Classic going now since probably early 2021 or so. Like, I started kind of working on putting together different shows. I had been in Dr. Mambo's combo for like over 30 years. The pandemic put a halt on everything. I was on tour at Soul Asylum when the pandemic hit, and we had to turn around in San Diego and drive the bus all the way back to Minnesota, where my wife was waiting, and she picks me up. I get in the van, and she starts telling me about COVID and the phenomenon, because we were on a bus. We didn't have satellite TV that was working any good. We didn't know what was going on in the world at large. And I didn't really get like the depth of it till I got home. So I had a lot of time to reflect about, well, what am I going to do once the ban is lifted? And I just couldn't see myself going back and doing the same old thing. And so I bid the combo adieu, for, an undisclosed amount of time. I just took a sabbatical, and it just kind of stuck. I found more fulfillment as a band leader and musical director. And I just felt like, it's time to boss up. I want to be a little more in control of my destiny. And I found, the right people to surround myself with to get things moving. And right there is from left to right, they have, everybody knows G Sharp. He was the lead singer in Maserati for a little while. Ashley Commodore is in the center. Ash Smash sings with Stokely. If you ever see Stokely out performing, Ash Smash is on stage with Stokely. She also was in the Sounds of Blackness for a while. And you got JB, who's a transplant from Boston, who's been here for many years. He was lead singing with LTD for a hot minute, not too long ago. But we played music pretty good, man. We sound pretty fair, I'd say. And this is our first gig of 2026. We played the Dakota. This is our first gig at the Dakota in a long time, because we just got we got very active and kind of I don't know exactly how it happened, but we haven't played there in a while. So this is a big deal for us returning to the Dakota with the music of Earth, Wind, and Fire. We playing all the hits. Anything you think you want to hear from Earth, Wind, and Fire, we pretty much got it covered. Full band, 4-piece horn section. Me, Barbarella, Ron Long from Queens, New York, or maybe he's from Brooklyn, playing bass. Odell from Mint Condition playing guitar with us now. It's a don't miss. It's a win-win on all fronts. So can't wait to get the year started with this gig. And then we have some other things coming up. We're just expanding our brand and moving forward this year. We have a lot of shows already booked, and I'll be bringing them all to you to talk about them.
Very cool. Yeah. And we'll towards the end of the show, we'll talk about the other one that I just saw that, I saw that you popped up and posted about Natural Mystic. Yeah, we'll talk about right now. We got to spread it out. Spread it out, bro. Spread it out, bro.
Spread it, bro.
Oh, before we get into this, because I've got the post up now. Before I get in, did you get my gift today?
I did, man. Thank you so much.
That wasn't the exact one that I wanted to send you. I I hope you understand. We'll talk about that because we're gonna play a little bit into that tonight.
Okay.
And I'm gonna also explain why I sent that to you and my thought process behind it. And
I barely had a chance to crack it open, so
all good. Okay.
I don't really have the full on, but yes, let's discuss it.
All right. So the post was on X. I'm not going to divulge who it is because I kind of feel like your privacy is gone when you start posting stuff on social media anyways, but I don't want to publicize this person because I kind of respect this person. We have, I don't know really who this is, but we have dialogue off and on via Twitter and or whatever.
It's all right.
Anyways, the posts that he posted, and again, he's a little bit connected, is giving you all enough time to process and protest. The plan is to make parade the same as around the world in a day. There are currently no plans of a super deluxe. And it says, let Sony Legacy, Rhino Records, Primary Wave know what you want. But essentially, the point of this was that the parade release, this again, we're talking about, oh, well, I got to change this. I have to change this crawl like immediately right now.
Right.
I got to put up that Funkatopia Live is not endorsed by or affiliated with Prince Paisley Park at the Prince Estate.
That's right. And you're sipping. So yeah.
Right. And we're just sitting here just talking. This is whole reason why we're here is to kind of just enjoy a glass of wine, wish each other happy holidays, and do a little purple fireside discussion. So that's what we're doing right now. So
all right. Well, we don't have to get hot about it.
The rumor, no, we're not going to get hot about it because again, we're trying to still stay in the good graces of the estate. We're not trying to, stir up any honeypot. But one of the things I learned, this is a little bit of a rabbit hole, but not much. One of the things I learned from the infamous Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys is it doesn't matter whether or not they're winning or they're losing or whatever, just as long as their name is coming out of your mouth. That is literally the only reason why he does what he does. Why, no matter what football program you listen to, you always hear about the Dallas Cowboys. It's because Jerry is always doing some shit to make sure that it is front and center, so they're always being talked about. And I realized, and that's also feeds into there is no bad press. It's like somebody's talking about you, they're talking about you, and now they're thinking about you. So that's another reason why I kind of like talking a little bit about these little side things, because it keeps him in the conversation. It keeps Prince in the conversation. And the conversation, the rumor, there's been nobody else to second this, is that there currently are no plans for a super deluxe of Parade. And I immediately was just like, okay, I need to know how you know this or where you know this from or what the discussion is about this. And there has been no confirmation. So this is all could be complete and total farce or whatever. But I started thinking about it, and I was having a conversation with somebody about it. And I said, I can think of 60 songs that, because this period, 1986, was one of the most prolific periods for Prince and his creation process and his songwriting process. I mean, you want to talk about the mass quantities of music that he recorded. It's just this period of time between 1985 and this goes all the way to the 90s, but like in that prolific 80s period, that window where he was like direct line tapped in.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, without he couldn't lose.
Yeah. It's unreal. It's unreal. Yeah. So the point of this being, I said, I could think of 60 songs that could end up on a super deluxe. But then I started thinking about what those songs were that I was thinking of off the top of my head that came out of that 1986 window. And then I realized, because again, this is part of my journey trying to figure out, is there any credence to what this person on X is saying here? Is there any credence to this? That Parade might not have a super deluxe release, that it would have a regular kind of release like we just had with Around the World in a Day. Maybe it's a 2 or 3 album thing where maybe we get, you know, an official remastered version of the long of Kiss and Mountains and all that stuff. We've had them for a very, very long time, and we've had dance mixes and whatever else. Could Parade reasonably get the same treatment as Around the World in a Day? And man, I tell you, when this was said online, people lost their ever-loving minds. And people lost their minds. They went nuts. And so I started looking in my, I'm sorry that I'm being so, I'm not giving you the opportunity to put a word in edgewise. But feel free to just jump in and say, you know, I want to say whatever, because I could go on a rant, because I'm about to talk about some of the songs from that period and why they would not be on a super deluxe. So I'll just give you an opportunity to kind of get a word in edgewise here.
No, you've got my full attention, man. Say what you need.
Okay. All right. So I looked up, I have, obviously, when we do Prince's music in chronological order during Prince-giving, I have all the songs broken down by year and, you know, when he wrote them and whatever. And the songs, even the unreleased songs that I happen to have, they don't. All right, let me give you an idea. 1986, Act of Contrition. I'm going to go alphabetical here. Act of Contrition. That was on Madonna's album. So a lot of people may or may not have heard that song. There was a song on Madonna's, which album was it? But Act of Contrition is there. Adonis and Bathsheba. That ended up on Sign of the Times, the Super Deluxe. All that, Honest Man. And then you have a bunch of other songs that ended up on the Sign of the Times Super Deluxe. And that says what? Ballad of Dorothy Parker with horns, Big Tall Wall, the different variants of Big Tall Wall, Blanche, Cocoa Boys, Colors, Cosmic Day, Eggplant, Emotional Pump, Everybody Want What They Don't Got, Girl of My Dreams. So what else do we have here? In a Large Room with No Light, It Ain't Over Till the Fat Lady Sings, It Bees Like That Sometimes, Love and Sex, A Place in Heaven, and then Nevea Ni Ikalpa, Power Fantastic, Rebirth of all of these songs were written in 1986 when Parade was released. But those songs have already been taken and put onto the Sign of the Times Super Deluxe. Mm-hmm. So they could have gone with the stuff specifically from 1987, but instead they took all those songs, those unreleased tracks from that Parade era, and put them on the Sign of the Times album instead. So that goes to, so you're trying to build a case for either or. It's like, okay, so do we actually have enough material from 1986? I'm sure that we do, because I'm sure there's tons of music that's out there that we have not, that did not see, like Junk Music. That was the thing that he had worked on with Eric Leeds. Soul Psychedelicide, that saw a release too. Up From Below, Yo Mister, which was covered by, was written for Patti LaBelle. There's not like a whole bunch of songs other than variations that I'm aware of. I'm sure that if I scrolled through, Prince Vault song by song, I'd probably, see some that aren't on here, but it goes to question all of the amazing tracks that he had during this period of time were already put on Sign of the Times Super Deluxe. They've already been released. In order to make that project, that release super special, that's what they had to do. They had to pull from this year in order to really make a bomb ass release. Didn't really leave a whole bunch left for Parade though. So we have the movie Under the Cherry Moon. Could it be packaged with the movie? Yeah, probably. I just don't know what to expect anymore. So this is kind of why I'm in this discussion right now, is because, you know, this person dropped this bomb on Twitter and everybody lost their minds. And of course, me trying to do my, you know, journalistic integrity and just gonna say, is there any credence to this? I mean, this person isn't an official source of news. Is not an official source of information here, and it did not come from the estate. So therefore, it's rumor and conjecture. Obviously, it is, because we don't know what they're planning. But then you also have to consider, all right, well, let's look at it. Is there a possibility that this might not be a super deluxe? Is this a possibility that it will get the same type of treatment that Around the World in a Day is? And would you be okay with that? So, I mean, a lot of people love the fact that they remastered Around the World in a Day and that it sounded as beautiful as it did. Is that going to be enough when it comes to Parade? I'll shut up now. That was a bunch. I think I'm gonna stop drinking the wine.
I think you said it all, but I mean, this person here is asking, what did Lundell say at Celebration about it? Anything?
Well, here's the thing. They did say that it was going to get a special treatment, a deluxe treatment, not a super deluxe treatment. I believe, again, we weren't allowed to record the conversation, but I know that it was going to get, like, he mentioned something to the effect that it was going to get a deluxe treatment. All right. That there was going to be something special, maybe just to use the word special. Maybe he didn't use the word deluxe. I don't specifically recall. So I don't want to put words into his mouth. I just know that there's going to be a special anniversary edition of it, but that's what that Around the World in a Day was. So, I don't know. I have not, since I've been talking, I've seen these comments flying by, but I have not been reading them because I have to be able to maintain a train of thought.
A couple of things that I saw, somebody they keep bringing up Charade. It's like, that's a whole other, I mean, I'm not sure about the track listing of Charade, but that's a whole other, you know, source of material. If they really wanted to blow it up, they could blow it up, man.
Yeah, Elena's, we talked about Junk Music. Junk Music, Junk Music is the longest track that I have from Prince out of anything. Now, obviously, when they're rehearsing on a song and they're playing that for 2 hours, that's one thing. But Junk Music is a instrumental track with Eric Leeds. It is an hour and 5 minutes or something like that is what it is. But yes, I mean, I'm kind of scrolling up here and looking to see, A Wallace Dog. Yeah, that's one song. I mean, after I went through the list of the remaining tracks that were just kind of still floating around out there, I'm like, I don't know that there's a great recording of An Honest Man, or all that. There's some songs that and A Wallace Dog. I know A Wallace Dog, obviously there is, because he played that at the Celebration. So I don't know. Yeah, well, and Christopher said the Parade sessions began in 1985, right? But I think they're not sticking to the years the way that they're supposed to. And matter of fact, if I go to 1985, it's going to be the same scenario. All of those songs, it's the same scenario. All those songs that were from 1985 got used on the Purple Rain Super Deluxe. So that's kind of what we're doing.
Yeah, they were front loading. That kind of was their
right.
But this was not, I mean, obviously the Sign of the Times box set and all of this happened before Lundell took over. So
right, exactly, right. So
this was not something you can put on him.
No,
or
this has nothing.
In the state.
This has nothing to do with Londell. It has nothing to do with Charles. Let's go ahead and be really, really clear about this. This has nothing to do with them. All of these tracks that were stripped from 1985 and thrown on the Purple Rain compilation, Super Deluxe, whatever. There's still a bunch of stuff from 1985 though. Like I would love to see, there's Madrid, Most Strongest Whiskey, others here with us.
Oh yeah, that Others Here With Us, man, is the scariest song I may have ever heard in my life. I don't know what's going on there, man, but that energy is different.
Yeah, I mean, and to see like some of the outtakes from like Alexa de Paris and
oh sure,
the other A Couple of Miles, Come Electra Tuesday. There's some really, really great tracks from 1985 that could beef that out if they wanted to do that. But they strip mined so many great songs from 1985 and put them on Purple Rain. And then they did the exact opposite with It's a Sign of the Times. But then you have Parade, which is sitting in the middle of this, which is probably one of the reasons why Around the World in a Day didn't get the bonus material because that was a 1985 album. That's probably one of the reasons why it did not get the deluxe treatment, was because you're either going to attach it to that album, the remaining unreleased tracks that you have, you're either going to attach it to that album or you're going to attach it to Parade. Which one are you going to attach it to?
Yeah,
you're going to save it for Parade.
Well,
whatever you have left over that is in an acceptable format.
Yes. I think in my mind, I was like, this is a chance for them to really do something unique. I was hoping for maybe some isolated tracks of the Claire Fisher string arrangements.
Oh yeah.
Things of that nature. I don't know who's really interested in it, but I mean, these things are as much a matter of preservation and record as they are for people's enjoyment, I think. You know what I mean? It's like the Smithsonian has like 1,300 pieces of Duke Ellington's music. Like they have the paperwork, like the charts and whatnot of songs he never even got to record. You know, like but they're somewhere safe. If you want to, I don't know what they allow people to actually look at the Smithsonian. I've never been. But the fact that they're recorded and kept somewhere, this is in a way to me a similar process. It's not just about the money, the changing hands, but it's a fact-finding mission. It's also an opportunity to expose and highlight the real genius going on. That's.
Oh, I wonder. Yeah, Elena Mika says, I Wonder You, isolated or extended. There is an extended version of I Wonder You. I have it somewhere on, somebody sent it to me. It's like, it's not like insanely longer, but it's like 2.5 minutes or something like that. And I'm sure there's got to be some other people that did this too. When I used to make mixtapes, I was one of those obsessive mixtape makers where if there was a minute left of blank space on the end of that tape, I had to find something to fill that up. I wanted it where when that song ended, that auto reverse was going pop, pop, and going the other way. It was like, I did not want a long period of space. And I cannot tell you how many mixtapes I used I Wonder You on the end of, because it was like this little short song that was just it had that perfect length where you could just drop it in there. It was either that or one of the Fishbone tracks from The Reality of My Surroundings. Like, it was either one of those, or it was I Wonder You, or it was like a little handful of them that you could like drop. Now I got those Fishbone things running through my head. Eat a little lunch.
Oh man,
those
get into Chim Chim and all that. Man.
Oh yeah, yes.
I can't take it.
Yeah, he went off a freaking deep end.
Listen, I'm a champion for Fishbone, but once they went into that Other Zone. I was like, okay, great. I can't really put money down for that record, but I'm glad somebody did it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that was the other thing too, that who was I talking about? Was it you that was talking about? We were talking about the money part of this too, because no, it was online. There was another discussion, but you probably feel the same way. And again, I want to, before we kind of skipped off the track, I want to make sure that I reiterate that to a lot of people who are going to be quick to pull the trigger on Londell and Charles and say, see, this is ever since they freaking take over, blah, 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 blah. They did not have anything to do with this.
Yeah. That
this
predates their involvement.
This predates their involvement, but they have to figure out exactly how they're going to execute the release of Parade in this way. Because regardless of the fact that the powers that be that were in place during the Purple Rain Super Deluxe and the Sign of the Times Super Deluxe, that they've kind of came out and grabbed all, a bunch of great stuff and threw it on these two collections, not leaving. They're not scraps. There's some really, really great songs in there, like Come Electro Tuesday and stuff like that. There's some really, really great tracks that are in there that can be utilized for this from 1985, and like a handful, like some piecemeal and stuff from 1986. But I would beg them to not do a similar release, because again, this is rumor and conjecture that started on X. It's not founded in any truth that we're aware of or anything factual whatsoever. It was a conversation that started. It was the way that it was said was very matter of factually, like they knew something. But the problem is that it did cause a discussion, and it presents it an opportunity for us to be able to step up and say, okay, time out. Estate, if you are listening right now, and we know that you are, please be aware, Parade has to have special treatment. There needs to be unreleased tracks involved in this process. A release that's very, very similar to Around the World in a Day is going to cause quite a fervor. People are not going to be happy. They're going to be very, very pissed off. But on the same note, the financial part, the money part, because you can put together these super deluxe editions, but you have to make sure that there's going to be ROI when that thing hits the shelves. We got to make sure that people are going to be buying it. So you need to adhere to that strategy to try to get sales pumping, because stop giving it away for free right out of the gate so quickly on Spotify. Sit on it for a minute. Push that marketing button. You can release, if you remaster it, awesome. You put that on Spotify for free. Fine. They've already heard those songs. They're already available there kind of already. But for the unreleased stuff and the things that come with super deluxe editions and stuff, sit on that for a while, please. Don't just put it right out there on Spotify. Create some demand for people to run out to the record store and actually get it, actually pick it up, actually hold it in their hands. Create some incentive, because if I'm not incentivized to go out to the store and get it, because I want to make sure that I hear it before everybody else, when you're going to give it to them at free at 12:01 a.m., it's not fair to me as a consumer, because the only person that you're chasing then is the tactile person. And because now with Spotify and Tidal having these increased audio capabilities that you can now hear music in really, a hi-fi way. Now Spotify now has this new plan that allows you to hear things even, it doesn't, you're not creating a demand. You're just not creating a demand. There's no need to go out and buy it. It's just, unless you're a tactile person like me who has to go out and buy it just friggin' because.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the other part of that really is that Around the World in a Day was the first time I really kind of felt burned. That's when I spent the $46 and there was nothing, there was no booklet, there was no photos, it was when you guys saw the unboxing when I did it, I just felt like and I know people were asking about the girl scenario too, with it being played at the wrong speed. Yeah, I heard it. I heard it myself. I heard it. So that's Around the World Today release. This last release was the first time that I really kind of felt burned. I didn't feel burned on anything else. We did that Welcome to America where I re-unboxed it when we did the Around the World in a Day box, and I was like, we had to do that contrast. I have to show you this. I have to show you this.
Now it is a salient point to say that a standard had been established. I don't even really know who was running things before, but they did establish a standard that I think was reliable. I don't remember hearing anybody complain about the Sign of the Times box set. No. Or the 1999 box set,
nope,
or any of that. So
Purple Rain, the Super Deluxe, or Deluxe, or whatever they call it. Yeah,
they set the bar, at a spot where the fans were getting what they needed, and the diehards were getting what they needed. They were kind of serving everybody, and now I think it's really like I think that I know what you're saying about Around the World in a Day. I shouldn't say this, but I went to Spotify to listen to the remaster, and I was pleased with what they did with the sound of it.
Yeah, the levels are very, very different too.
Yeah.
I mean, the levels of certain things. There's elements in songs that I don't remember hearing before, so there's some more clarity to it. So
I agree.
You've remixed something too.
But I think it sounds good. I think it sounds
fantastic.
Good. Yeah. I mean, and I think that's a relevant move, but I'm just, I understand what you're saying, but it also depends on how much they're going to make people pay for it. If they're not going to add that much, then they shouldn't try to get the same kind of money.
Well, and Chad makes a good point here. He said, let's consider the fact the biggest fan base are boomers and Generation X. Hi. I hate when my daughters used to say, okay, boomer, is like, I'm not from that generation. I'm not a boomer. I'm Generation X.
They're kids. They don't know the difference.
They don't know the difference. They just know
they just want to insult you and make you feel old.
Yeah. But okay. Sorry, Chad. I didn't mean to interrupt your statement here. Let's consider the fact the biggest fan base are boomers and X-Gen, which are at the prime disposable income level. If they hold out, then the estate will lose their income potential. Yes, absolutely. Because I know a lot of people that don't buy music anymore. They just listen to it on Spotify. I am guilty of it. I know you're guilty of it too. You've even said it here on the station before. Yeah. Well, but that, like, there's here's the other thing too. There was a certain magic to hearing one song on the radio and then going out to buy the album, hoping that there was going to be other stuff that was on there. Yeah. Now it's like, oh, I hear one song. Let me go to Spotify and listen to see if I like it. And if I like it, maybe I'll play it a lot, but that doesn't mean I'm getting in the car and going to the store and then buying a physical copy, because why do I need the physical copy? I've got all of my music right here on my phone. I can listen to Spotify wherever I go. If I'm sitting at my desk, I can listen here. I can do this, that, and the other.
What you're keying in on now, though, is a much larger phenomenon, which is just convenience is bad for society in general.
For artistry.
In that respect, yes. But I mean, also, it's just the easier things are made, the less the quality lessens. I mean, it's
I'm sorry. Alexander was like, wait, I'm proud to be a boomer. No, I'm not bad mouthing boomer. I'm just saying that I'm not a boomer. So, go ahead.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, I don't know if it's how big of a point I want to make about it. It's just, I mean, it's just, I think it's just it's kind of built in. It's baked into the cake. The more convenient things are made for you, the quality is going down, and it's about what you're willing to accept. I don't care for the sound of like music when it's streamed. I don't like the compression. I don't like the brittleness. I understand why certain people have turned away and gone, the way of vinyl. I'm not one of those people because I just don't music is my life. I'm constantly doing it. So I don't even really count. My opinion doesn't mean anything because I'm involved in the process. I'm not so much a consumer, but I am, like I
But
keep
it's
my
also the
ear.
style of music too, though. It's also the style of music too, because I mean, are the people that listen to EDM, I mean, I don't know what the distinguishing difference is, with some of that music. It's how you even tell whether or not it's like a super high quality or
Yeah. Oh, I get you. Because people are
yes,
mixing. It's different things are happening
yeah,
with
it's
the
just mixed and
process of.
flattened anyways. That's
Fair. That's fair, man.
it's designed to be compressed, but
But
you want to hear, but live music with live full bands,
Mhm.
not techno, not computer generated music. That stuff is pretty. Now, I will say there are exceptions to that rule, obviously, with like Nine Inch Nails and what Trent Reznor did. Like, for instance, what Trent Reznor did with the soundtrack for Tron. You can listen to that online, but I'm telling you, if you listen to that on vinyl or high fidelity, it is the tones and stuff that there's
no,
some
that
music
dude
that
is incredible.
you have to, yeah, I mean,
He's a
that was,
genius. Trent
I've only
Reznor
seen him, I've seen him one time, and it was on the Pretty Hate Machine tour, his very first album. Somebody hit me to his first album and I loved it. Got an opportunity to see them in Atlanta at the Masquerade, and it was pretty incredible. I mean, I was great. It was great to be able to get an opportunity to see Trent in the early days when it was just powerful and small.
Yeah. All of his noise is intentional. So I know what you're saying. It's like if something is noisy, it's because he wanted it that way. It wasn't a mistake in editing. It wasn't any kind of, oh, it's clipping. That dude is very intentional in how he makes music.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Like
on a Prince level, I think, really. Like the details, the presentation. Like Trent Reznor to me is another ultra creative, like there's a whole vision and concept behind what he's doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a lot of artists that I think are like that. I mean, Jack White is like that. There's just certain artists that just they get in that mode, and it's just obviously D'Angelo is like that, and there's just people that just create different. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, to kind of, I don't know necessarily to tie a bow in the parade scenario, but I was trying to. I guess I was disappointed to hear that may possibly be the scenario, but here we go again. We're talking about the recreation or relaunching of the NPG Music Club.
Oh yeah,
because I think you're in this, which was something that he said that Londell said at the celebration, was that Prince created the blueprint for it, and so it's coming. It's on the table. It's already being worked on, but as far as when it will come or when it will be in fruition, there are a lot of moving pieces with something like that. A lot of moving pieces with something like that, but
I get it.
That gives you the capability to be able to release Parade in that type of way, and then still be able to quell the hardcores with the NPG Music Club, where you're leaking out those tracks, those rehearsal sessions, those soundboard sound check thing. I mean, those things that are just unbelievable and undeniable, and just a part of, just being able to be a fly on the wall during the creation process, even if it's something that's seemingly repetitive. It's like, wow, I just can't, how he's putting this together. I can't, what was it? Soul Psychedelicide was one of those types of songs, where it's very, very repetitive, but you're part of that you're listening to that creation process as they're putting it together and as they're building the components. And it's just something that's, I don't know. I mean, I think I would love to see a super deluxe of Parade. I kind of feel like you have to release it with the movies in some form or fashion, whether or not you just have to, because it's a soundtrack for the movie.
Not only that, that show from, is it Cobo Hall in Detroit?
Right.
I mean,
exactly.
that's another thing. It's like, you got to
that
wonder
concert.
Is it a matter of licensing? Is it a matter of who actually owns the rights? That's the thing. You don't know how much red tape is involved legally to get something and put it out again.
Right.
You know?
And I think, and that's the concert that we see clips of all the time from
another
that.
lover hole in your head with the white and
Right.
mustard yellow suit or whatever, gold. I'm not sure what color that suit was.
I mean,
Yeah.
that there is a multi-camera shot concert that was happened during that era that was, I guess, supposed to be professionally released, or maybe it was and then pulled, or I don't remember what the scenario was with that. I remember I see clips from that concert, and we've played clips on that from that concert here. I don't remember it ever seeing an official release, but it was shot with multi cameras, like it was being produced for a release in some form or fashion.
Yes.
And it was from that era. And I'm sorry, I don't know everything. But my assumption was that they shot it and they had intended to release it, and it just never got released. But these pieces keep getting leaked out, and you see them and you go, holy why has this full concert just not, I mean, it's out there in the bootleg, but I mean, to be an official capacity where it's where I mean, it's just,
I didn't know, but Corey Eisen apparently mentioned that it was televised on Japan TV.
Yeah, but I'm not in Japan.
Yeah, you hear that, Corey? We're not in Japan.
We ain't in Japan. So that's what I'm talking about. We need to see it like here now. Yeah. I mean, this so do that. Take that, package that with it along, because I'm telling you, you do a remastering where you do something with the same Around the World in a Day treatment where you remaster it, and you also have another vinyl that has the remastered and retouched or whatever you're doing with it version of Kiss, the dance mix version of Kiss. Make Love Not War, was that what the title was on that one? Not Kiss, that was Erotic City. Kiss, Kiss, Mountains. There's plenty of dance mixes that you could put onto vinyl for this, and then package it with a cleaned up, really nice, awesome version of the movie, maybe with some outtakes, deleted scenes, bloopers, and then that concert live. Maybe you package an audio disc with it and the concert video as well, like you did with Purple Rain. There are things you can do. The things you can do without doing the unreleased stuff.
I wish that those guys, the estate, I wish they had one person in their little cluster who thought more like the fans do. You know, I mean, I guess I'm presuming that they don't really, because the products seem to be tone deaf to what the fans are looking for. Right. So it's like, so is it that are the fans being ignored? Do those guys ever really hear any of this direct? Is this the only source they get for criticism over what it is they're doing? I don't know.
No, I think they look at social media every now and then, and they kind of, because every now and then, very rarely, every now and then I'll see Charles respond to something, but it's normally it's not to really agree or conflict with anything other than, maybe a thumbs up or I don't know. I don't know, but we've given them ideas, and we, the fans, have given them ideas. Obviously, we just
that's fair. The information is there if they want it, and they probably decide what to do about it. I want to believe that they don't want to drop the ball. They don't want to, anger the only fan base they've really got. It's just like there have to be. I'd be curious to know, like, how difficult some of these things are to pull off, and where is Rodney when you need him?
But yeah, so I just there's a lot that they can do, but we have to make it heard.
I just wish we knew more about the process. I wish one person from the estate would come on and just take the fire. I mean, listen, people on MS Now go over to Fox all the time and try to, and argue and defend, or I mean, I don't know if they feel like they don't need to answer for what they do. They don't need to explain themselves. They don't owe an explanation to anybody.
I've invited them. Anytime that they want to hop in the show, they have the link. The link that we use,
right.
They have
and
that's the reason why I created that link, so I wouldn't have to send a new link every single time that we do the show. There is a shortcut link.
Cuss us out and tell us where we're wrong. I am. If we've got it wrong, say so. I have no problem. I'm a man. I'll apologize to anybody.
Yeah, I mean, and they've got an answer for everything. I know that for a fact.
Well, he's a lawyer. Of course.
They have an answer for everything.
That's his job.
That's right. So at the celebration, he would, again.
Now that's a very good point now. And I hear what you're saying. Now, let me say this. Yeah, and then down the road, he wants to take you.
It's not even a very good point. He won't admit to good points.
Okay.
He'll just basically say you're wrong, and here's why you're wrong, and here's why I'm right.
I've talked to him once on the phone.
That's the vibe. That's the vibe.
I got you.
So it's like, well, you're saying this, but here's a reason why this, and I hear what you're saying about this, but this is why this,
and the rest of that is just conjecture. So
it's just like you need to. It's like you need to know what you're talking about before you open your mouth.
Course, yes, he's a very successful lawyer for a good reason.
Well, and the other thing too is that which makes it difficult. But but here's the thing: they have ideas. They have the to kind of speak a little bit, play a little bit of a devil's advocate. Not as saying that they're the devil's side of this. I'm just saying the conflicting part of this.
The ticker is up, man. You can say what you need. Oh no, wrong.
The move. It's the wrong ticker. Oh yeah, it's
you got to put up the other one where we're.
I can put up the ticker. Yeah. So the other thing is that the story I heard, and I don't know. I don't have any type of. I can't remember where. I can't remember where I heard this, but or with the confirmation of it. But from what I understand, the movie Under the Cherry Moon changed hands like multiple times. And so there are a lot of hands in the pot, and there was like with licensing, or it literally changed hands like multiple times. Like every single time that every single one of us could hold up our DVD version of Under the Cherry Moon, and if we probably flipped it over, it would say it was distributed by somebody different, like however many times it's been. And so I don't know. There's legalities that they may have to be going through and whatever else, but just saying you can't go online and say things like the vault is free. Hallelujah, the vault is free, and then not play anything from it. It still seems like it's in jail to me.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because there's things that we may not know, things that we may not understand. Okay. All right.
But if you put the statements out there, then you need to defend them or correct them when things don't go the way they're supposed to go.
Yeah. So
if you're worried about the integrity of your relationship with your buying base, maybe they're not worried is what it is, because they know no matter what, somebody is going to bite.
Yeah, I think that they also make people feel some sort of way also as well, because there's a lot of opinions about Londell and Charles from a personal side of things. And it has nothing to do with, the way that they manage the estate or the way that they do things in the estate. They want to make money. They want to. Not saying anything by this. He literally calls himself Londell Make Millions on the friggin' on Twitter. He literally calls himself Londell Make Millions. So right there, that kind of tells you they want to make money. So whatever they put out there needs to make money, but what, I don't know,
but not at the expense. You got to know
of
good
your
money
fan base.
from bad. That's all. And then this person chimed in and said, and they need to stop cutting corners on the tactile quality.
We talked about that too with the opening.
Yes. Right. Mm-hmm. The opening of the Welcome to America.
That was packaged amazing. Around the world in a day is that cheap.
Yeah.
The sleeves were cheap white.
I could tell from looking at it. I don't even need to touch it.
Yeah. Cheap white. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that's just the reality of it.
They could have done better. They could have done better.
Yes, and the labels were all the same on all the vinyls. It's on the A side graphic and a B side graphic, and they just replicated it on all the vinyls that were there. And it was like, you could have done something. And on the CD, I had a picture of the CD. There was no print on the inside of the CD, so it was just like this strange. Anyways, yeah, definitely make sure that whatever you release, if you want us to buy it, you need to create a product that's going to be like, oh shit. Like when I did that unboxing of Welcome to America, I had 3 people tell me that they went out and purchased that box set from Welcome to America because they didn't realize how much amazing stuff was in there. Like all the backstage passes, back recreations, the etched vinyl, the picture, the big picture books, the posters, everything that was in the Welcome to America box set was unfriggin' real. And on top of that, they had a sale, a reduced price on that box set in the print store, and is probably still on sale right now. It is an amazing box set. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But so if you're going to create it, fine, create it, but make sure that it is it's good quality and that it's consistent with what
the fans have come to know. Right.
I think
this is also a salient point. They have taken on a task of trying to resell Prince albums to mostly diehard fans who want only the vault tracks at this point. I think there's a truth there.
That again is why something like the MPG Music Club is important if you want to cater those people and shut them up.
Yeah.
You want to shut them up? Okay, then create the MPG Music Club and then drip it out. Drip it out. Strip it out.
All the complaining will cease. Everybody gets what they want.
Right. Yeah. It's just it was not fantastic. But so I hope you guys will, talk a little bit about that amongst yourselves. But
okay,
let's take.
That's a pretty good big matzo ball you dropped there, man. I
didn't
know.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
And I thought you handled yourself.
I did.
Right.
I did. Yeah,
even on the wine, you still kept it together.
All right, let's do a little bit of a brain break. I'll play a little bit of a video that I saw that made me laugh. And
okay, are we going to the phone tonight? We going?
Well, probably not, because I want to go down that route with you about the gift that I bought you, and then
sure,
and then play a little bit of a game. But for right now, let's what do they call this? A palate cleanser. Here's a palate cleanser.
Okay.
Ben, can you see me in the mirror?
Yeah, I can see you perfectly.
I'm sorry. How is that possible?
Because it's reflecting you.
But it's not. There's a towel in the way.
All right, calm down.
I don't understand. I don't.
Well, come really close. How does it know that?
What do you mean?
How does it know?
How can it see me? My face is covered by a towel.
So?
I'm not even being like, this is weird Matrix shiz. How can the mirror see me? How can it know I'm doing anything? How does it know?
I actually don't know. Please, somebody explain this.
Explain it!
Please explain. I've seen videos where this happens, but I don't understand. I actually don't understand this.
How can it see me?
So, well, think about it.
I am not.
No, wait. Think about it, right? How on earth can that sit? That is not possible.
Freaking me out.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like I'm in like a weird, different world.
I don't know if that's a palate cleanser or if it just made things worse.
That was a palate agitator, man. What the? My brain is falling out. What did you?
Oh my god!
I don't even know what I watched. What was that?
Well, basically, even if you're listening via audio, you probably got the idea. There's a woman that's standing in front of a mirror, and she's got a towel that is in between her and the mirror, and no matter how the angle is, you can still see her reflection in the mirror, even though she's got a towel in front of her. But it's basically the science of light refraction, because essentially what you're seeing is you're seeing what he's seeing.
Yeah, not what she's seeing.
Not what she's seeing.
Right.
It's but if you don't think about the science of it, it is kind of a trippy thing.
Sure.
It's a trippy thing. It's like, how can it see me? It's a towel in front of me.
See both because of his perspective.
Right.
It's a matter of perspective is everything.
Yeah. So there's that. All right.
Crazy.
So for those that don't know, I sent Michael a gift, and he got it today, which is great. I'm glad you got it today. And the reason why I gave you the gift that you did, it wasn't the one that I wanted. The one that I wanted was sold out. And then, of course, when it showed as arrived, the one that I wanted to get for you now is back in stock. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? It is a journal, because listen, Michael could easily write a book, but I'm more interested in like some of his stories, some of his life stories and whatnot. But I realized that sometimes being able to kind of craft your story is really, really difficult. So they make these things now that are journals, that are thought journals. But what they are is they ask questions to kind of prompt you. They have prompts to kind of guide you along, so that you can maybe potentially think of stories that you may have totally forgotten about. I was like, oh man, I totally forgot about that story. So what I sent him was one of these prompt journals where it asked him questions like, when was the last time that you got in trouble in high school or something like that? And it kind of makes you think about stories that you may have forgotten about over the years. And I just thought, if there's anybody that would have the most amazing and most entertaining stories, it would be Michael Bland. So that's the reason why I got you that thought journal, was kind of like, hopefully this will kind of help to, generate some stories in your head that you may have potentially forgotten about. But if you want to get one of these, it's great for older people. It's great for grandparents and parents, because your moms, your grandparents and stuff, they want to tell you their stories, but maybe they just don't know how to do it. They have these things called memory journals or prompt journals.
Sure.
Go to funkatopia.com/Amazon and just search for it. You'll be able to, again, funkatopia.com/Amazon. Go to Amazon, look for thought journal or memory journal prompts or something like that, and you'll see these books that they have now. So I thought it would be fun tonight, since we're in a holiday mode here. We've got, for this last half hour, to talk about, I'm going to ask some random questions and see if any of this prompts stories that are things that you haven't thought about. For instance, is there a dream that you can remember having when you were a kid? Not like, I'm going to be famous one day type of dream. Not like, I have a dream. Not that type of dream. Like an actual weird, strange visual dream that you remember having, so vivid and strange that you still remember that dream to this day. Is there one?
The only one I can think of right now is that, why am I sharing this with the world in perpetuity for the rest of?
It's okay. I'll do it too. I'm going to do it too.
Okay.
And mine's going to be weirder than yours. So go ahead.
When I was a kid, we established last week that I was a big Kiss fan when I was a kid.
Right.
And I used to have dreams where I was replacing Peter Criss, but I would be in weird places like my elementary school basement. And I'd hear the band being announced, ladies and gentlemen, the hottest rock and roll. And I'd be in my underwear in the basement of the elementary school, like hearing Kiss being, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't know where to go to find the stage to, like, I've had probably 3 or 4 dreams that Kiss was in, where I had a dream where I was in Studio C at Paisley with Gene, Paul, and Ace Frehley. Like,
Wow, that's
I'm
crazy.
sorry, I'm late. I'm always late to play with Kiss. I don't know why.
That's fantastic. Mine's just as weird. It's like, why are we always like naked or in our underwear? Mine is I was young. I was probably not a toddler, older than that, probably 9 or 10 or something like that. But I had a dream where I was being chased around a pool table. I was naked, chased around a pool table by this witch.
Whoa!
It was just this witch, like she had the pointy hat. She had the broomstick, the whatever witch you can conjure up, that type of witch, and she was chasing me around a pool table, and I just had this, and that dream I had when I was a kid, and I still remember to this day. I can still remember the details of the dream. It's like, wow, what a
you
weird...
just conjured another one for me. I had a witchy dream also, but it just happened this one time. It was like she was stirring a potion and she was looking at me, and yeah, she looked like the evil, like wart on your nose and kind of yeah. I was probably 7 or 8, and it's
Wow.
like, what is this? I wasn't naked though.
yeah. I unfortunately was naked. Well, she never caught me, so I guess that's positive.
Because you're probably slippery with no clothes on. She couldn't grab you nowhere.
Get off of me.
Yep.
Slinking out. Dodging the witch.
That's right.
Is there something that you got in what's the biggest thing that you got in trouble for in high school?
Oh boy. Wow, man.
You want me to go first? Maybe that was personal.
No. I'll tell
you. You got one? Go ahead.
I was just thinking about this recently. I was in wind ensemble in high school, and the drum section was a bunch of cut-ups, and people I love dearly to this day. Actually, a friend of mine, Bobby Zaragoza, I need to call him. He was in the percussion section of the wind ensemble at South High School, and we got into all sorts of trouble when Mr. Malmberg, our band director and teacher, would be like off doing something. They'd bring a substitute in, and they wouldn't know the regular hours that people were coming in and going. And we were just kind of doing whatever we wanted to do anyway. We just a bunch of big bullies in band, bunch of gregarious guys. And one of them grabbed like the string bass, the upright bass, was like, "Hey, look, I'm doing Stray Cats." And he starts like, trying to spin it like the Stray Cats guy. The thing makes a U-turn and it hits the ground. Big, huge crack in the string bass. These instruments are very expensive. My friend Bobby, he tries to take it down to wood shop to get it re-glued before Mr. Malmberg comes back off of vacation.
This is like the titty lamp story from the time.
Okay.
When they broke the titty lamp.
Yes, kind of. So we get called in that Monday morning in Mr. Malmberg's office. And he's got his, "Mr. Bland, do you know how to play the string bass?" "No, sir." "Mr. Peterson, do you know how to play the string bass?" "Mr. Zaragoza, do you know how to play the string bass?" But this is a person I'm endeared to even now as an adult. I learned so much from Denny Malmberg. A lot of people did. And my first New Year's Eve gig out of high school was with him, with some jazz ensemble that played a few polkas and whatnot in the basement of a community church. Like, this man is a pivotal figure in my life. He predicted my career more or less to me when I was probably 15 or 16, And so this is it wasn't just my band director or my teacher. This man is a friend to me. And he was endeared to us. And we're supposed to stay after school. The whole week we're supposed to be in detention. Come here to the damn, to the band room, and you sit here Monday through Friday. And the first day he just went, "Get out of here!" Like, he just threw us out. Like, that was the most trouble. And he was so lenient with us because we were kind of irrepressible. It was hard to not like us. We were a bunch of big, gregarious, imagine like 3 multiracial Chris Farleys, in a percussion section, like just the goofiest guys. But But you couldn't hate us. We were so warm and friendly and kind of just like, but we were like a bunch of dumb bears or something, you know?
A bunch of dumb bears.
Just like, like,
oh no,
yeah,
we broke the base.
Yeah, sorry. Get out of here, you trouble. So even that was the worst it ever got. Really, I was a good kid. I didn't want to get in any trouble.
Man, yeah, that's always the worst when you disappoint or upset somebody that is really that would actually be a lead into another question. Is like, somebody that you really admired and looked up to, that you've upset that person.
Yeah, so it was more like, it was really like we knew he was oh man. I mean, yeah, it's like, well, my father was an educator. He taught science and so I would run into students, I still do, of students he had, and they would always say, your dad was my favorite teacher. And I'd say, well, was he hard? Was he like a difficult? Because as a father, I had a lot of reverential fear of my father. Also, he was the first musician I really, played with in church as a kid. So I'd ask, like, well, what was it like? And they said, he was the kind of teacher who you didn't really want to disappoint. You liked him so much, you wanted to do well in his class. The same difference. I think.
That's hard. Those type of teachers are hard to come by.
Yes. Yeah. I met people who have gone to, they just have gone on scholarship to prestigious colleges because of my father's recommendations. Like, he really got involved in the lives of his students. He directly affected the science program, the curriculum for all of St. Paul, the St. Paul school district. Like, he really, he was a beloved teacher. And I agree. It's rare, because usually somebody who's trying to put a bunch of information in your brain you don't want, like, you tend to want to back away. You want to push them away, like you want to push away the content. But for a gifted teacher, that's when it's a gifted teacher, when you get your students to care about what they're doing. And that's, and Denny did the thing for me that my dad did for many others, in that
that's
respect.
awesome.
Not musically, but there's that. I don't know. How did we get here?
Well, because I asked you when
Mr. Malmberg, he took it easy on us, right?
Well, and here's my trouble story. I was a mess in high school. We've had this discussion before where I was very, very wired for sound, ADHD before ADHD had a name, very bouncing off the walls, and that I would kind of go dip in and out of these emotional things, and definitely used weed to kind of level me out and just kind of bring me to but as a result, that stuff doesn't really mix well with school. So I just was one of those floating kids. I was like, I don't know how to, the brooding girl in Breakfast Club, the movie The Breakfast Club, the one, right. Ali Sheedy's character, kind of like that, but like the male version of it. But I was still, social. I wasn't like pigeonholed like that, but I would go through these moments. And some kid came over and handcuffed me to my desk with handcuffs.
All right.
And then left the classroom. And so the bell rang and everybody is going off to their next class, and I am handcuffed to the desk. And the teacher was under the impression that I did it myself because I was just being,
being
Chris.
that way. Yeah.
I was just being Christopher, and was like yelling at me and, get up, take those handcuffs off and get out of the class, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I basically was yelling, F off, I don't have the keys and all this stuff. I ended up getting expelled from that year.
That's high school?
Yeah, it's high school.
Oh, wow, man.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. And I didn't have the keys. It wasn't mine. They had to have somebody come over with bolt cutters to cut me out.
How do you get blamed for that? What, for cursing at the teacher like that?
Well, obviously, right. Yeah, because it was very confrontational. It was very, it was just.
He brought it on, though.
It was. I'm sure. Yeah, it was just. It's a lot. It's a lot. But I had plenty of high school stories. I can,
Okay.
I can bring my good friend Rob in, and we can swap stories friggin' all day about high school. It's insane.
Nope. I skipped class. Like I like.
Oh yeah, me too.
I,
All the time.
I only did it like once, and I was terrified the whole time. Like I would really. I just tried to. I really. I tried to really just like. I didn't rock the boat. I don't know how I became such a conscientious dissenter and just kind of a rebellious person sort of in mind and spirit, because I really went along to get along a lot early in life,
Well, if we're still talking about school, let's go to this. Let's go to this next question.
Okay.
Tell me a crazy story about someone that you were, and this is the whole point of this journal I sent you.
I got you
is
now.
to ask questions like this where you're like, damn, I didn't thought about that for God. Tell a crazy story about someone that you remember from your childhood, a fellow student from school. I know you just shared a story like that, a kid that lived with you in your neighborhood or whatever, but a story that still sets with you to this day, that just something that they did that had an impact on you. And I'll start this one to kind of give you an idea. There was a kid, I don't know if he's still alive or not, he may be, named Jimmy Carter. And the president at that time was Jimmy Carter. So it was weird.
All right.
And we lived in South Carolina, and there was another kid that went to the school named Robert Schleich. Robert, I still talk to this day. Robert was a straight A student, like just this genius. Dude, it was just a genius. He was just super smart guy and looked the part though too. Had freckles, had glasses, like a grown-up version of Christmas Story. Ralph.
Right.
It was like he was that part.
Okay.
And Jimmy Carter was very I guess as a child, you looked at him as arrogant because he kind of, I guess his family had a little bit of prominence or whatever, but he carried himself that way. He was very, very sociable. You didn't want to get into an argument with him because he was also very, very smart, but he was also very egotistical about it. Just carried himself that way.
Okay.
And I don't remember what the fight, what happened, but there was some type of verbal argument that happened between Robert, this demeaning, not demeaning, demure type of, just kid, very quiet, kept himself, and Jimmy, but they got into an argument and they agreed to fight after school. Well, Jimmy challenged him to a fight, and he was like one of these kind of guys. He was pretty much in shape, and you knew how this fight was going to go because Robert was a bookworm, and and Jimmy was not. Jimmy was a bookworm, but he was very, very smart, very sociable. And I was actually surprised. What the impact that I had was that after school, the fight actually happened. Jimmy was out there waiting. He had a bunch of people waiting around him. And Robert, quiet, he took his backpack, just kind of shuffled through the hallway, put his backpack on the ground, and shuffled outside into the middle of the fight. And just manned up. You knew he wasn't a fighter. You knew he was going to lose this fight, but he just walked into it. He walked into the circle and he's like, all right, he lost that fight like really bad.
He got his
ass whooped really bad. Yeah. But the point of the story is that he knew he was going to lose the fight. Everybody that was there knew he was going to lose the fight because he was not a fighter. He was a book kid.
Mm-hmm.
But in my mind, that day, Robert won that fight. The fact that he walked out there knowing the outcome of that fight had such a major impact on me. And I don't think he didn't even ever realized it. Until I told him one day, I said, remember that day we went on fight? I was like, that changed me. It told me it doesn't matter whether or not you're scared of something. It doesn't matter whether you pretty much are confident about the outcome. he went out there and he put up his dukes, but it was getting hit. He wasn't landing anything. He was just getting pummeled.
You should have done the windmill, like women do.
But he still was out there, and it spoke volumes to me about the kind of guy he was and the character that he had. That it was just like, sometimes this shit's gonna happen, and you just do it. You can't run from it.
Some challenges you can't. Some challenges you've got to face.
Yeah, it did a lot for me as a person to kind of watch him walk out there. It was like,
yes,
wow.
sir.
That was a lot. So do you remember anything like that that happened in school? You were like, oh shit, that's
wow. That's man, you set the bar kind of high.
Yeah,
there,
it was kind of high, a little bit high.
I can't
but not
remember any situation where it was like, that's like movie level.
Yeah, it's just and the thing about it, I won't make you answer the question then, because I have a follow-up story with Robert.
I'd have to think about it, but go ahead.
We were on a bus. We did a class trip to Washington, D.C. This is from South Carolina up to Washington, D.C. And we rode a bus. And at this point, I'd become friends with Robert, and I sat next to him on a bus going up to Washington, D.C. And I fell asleep. And at some point when I fell asleep, I threw up on myself.
Oh boy.
So literally I'm sitting there on the bus and I've thrown up over the front of myself. And when I woke up and realized that it had happened, everybody in the bus is freaking out. Everybody's like, oh my God, he's sick. Oh, what's the smell? Blah, blah, all that stuff that comes with.
Yeah.
Sitting next to me is Robert Schleich with a book in his hand, not reacting at all. It's happened right next to him. He's not reacting. He's not saying anything. He's not making me feel bad about what's happened. He's just, that happens sometimes with humans. They throw up, it's like, it was like nothing to him. It's like, dude, this guy is like, it's like some next level shit with this guy.
Yeah.
But it's just, anyways, there's cars like that don't pass you every day,
Well, now, yes, man.
Yeah.
I'm kind of overwhelmed by your story right now. I'm drawing a blank, man. Maybe someday, we talk often. When I get one, I'll share it with you.
All right. Well, here's an easier one.
Okay.
This is kind of a two-parter. If you could retire anywhere in the world, where would it be? A place where you feel like you're the most happiest and content. And I know that you've been on the road all over the world with Prince and Soul Asylum and all that. Is there a place? I mean, not so the follow-up to the retirement question, but is there a place where you went to and you were like, I really like this place. I like this place. I like this vibe. I like the people, of the music, I love the food. If there was going to be a place that I would set up camp, this would be it. Is there any place you can think of? And what are the things that led to that?
Well,
memory?
I'd say the first place I went where I felt like that was Melbourne, Australia.
And the same question goes out to the people in the chat room too. Someplace that you would love to be able to retire, or that you've been there a place and you were like, I could live here and I'd be okay. Great.
I thought that about Melbourne, Australia. The people were incredible, and the fans were just like they were just so great. They were so great, and it seemed like it was almost like New York, like 24 hours a day, things are happening. But the climate reminded me of Minneapolis in the fall. And I love the fall in Minneapolis. And it's one of the main reasons I still live here, other than the fact that, all of my, there are great musicians throughout the world. But when I work with people from the city I'm from, it's a different connection. It's a different work ethic. What's understood doesn't need to be explained. You know what I mean? So
right.
It's just easier. It's Soul Asylum. I joined Soul Asylum. I was offered the job and I said, yeah, because I got tired of running around and just like freelancing and going from here to there. And I had been spending a lot of time in Europe, which was great, but I started to miss home. And so I came home and I was supposed to just record with the band, but in the middle of rehearsing the music, Dave just stopped the band and said, "Hey man, why don't you just effing join the band?" And it took me about 6 seconds. And I said, okay. That was like almost like that was 2005. I'm still
It's just funny.
in
It's the
this
same.
band.
That's the same thing that happened with this show.
Yeah.
I kept on inviting you on the show, and you were like, "What are you talking about on Tuesday?" And I said, "Well, come on, let's talk about it."
And you were
And
like,
then
"Well, why
it
don't you
got to the
just
point.
stick
It's like,
around?"
why
Right.
don't you just be the co-host of the show? I don't.
I consider myself to be commitment phobic to a certain degree, but if I feel it, I'll act.
Yeah.
If I feel the connection, I'll just go for it. I don't know. I consider myself a very sort of brainy, like I do a lot of processing and risk assessment, and like I don't want to do that. Like often my mind is more at work than my heart and the decisions that I make. But sometimes when the feeling is there, let's try.
Right.
I mean, that's just what it is you have an environment that was inviting to me. We have strong rapport. We got similar taste in music, and I think that we both have a way of staying measured in our approach to this Purple legacy in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think because you are a real fan and I was involved in the process together, there's a chemistry. When the chemistry is there, man, I don't fight it.
Yeah, it's been pretty amazing for sure.
I mean,
sure.
my wife, I first saw her, it was like, no, you're the one that I want. If I feel it, I act. That's really what it is, So yes, somewhere during those exchanges, you won my heart, Mr. Christopher. And now I'm here, man.
Well,
I love you. I think you're a great person. I think you're doing a tremendous job, and you have so much integrity, man. You don't know.
Well, I greatly, that means a lot coming from you, and I feel the exact same way about you. I've always admired you and your work, and it's an honor to, for an artist of your caliber to be considered, for me to be able to call you friend, like a real friend, not just like an acquaintance. I mean,
not like LA friends, like friends.
Yeah. So for the question, Melbourne, then, right? Yes,
that was the first place. I'm sorry, and then
no, that's fine.
And then you know what? Italy. I've grown to miss it so much, and I've said many times.
I've heard,
I said something to this gentleman named Mimo D'Alessandro, and he's a promoter in Italy. He runs a huge like they put on concerts. The Eagles come to Italy. He's the promoter. He says to me, Michele, before you, I said, I want to die in Italy. He says, Michele, before you die in Italy, you have to live in Italy. I said, you're right, man. And I've threatened to try to pursue a dual citizenship in the past and so on and so forth. But that really is the place. If I can, I mean, dude, the mountains and the ocean, the people are beautiful. They're so just there's a generosity to the people of it, to the Italians, that it's like I was in so many different people's homes, and just how they just met. I mean, with Sonny also, like they just met us with so much like compassion and real, like they really love American music and American musicians. And I knew like I could move here and work with the same caliber of people I work with in the States, just in Italy, and I would be content. The food is incredible everywhere you go. The people are friendly. The climate is incredible. I mean, actually it was a much healthier situation for me. I mean, even because here you don't really realize how Americans consume till you go elsewhere. I got to Italy and I was like, what's with these teeny tiny portions, man?
That's what you're supposed to be eating. Yeah.
Yes. And then you get fish that were just swimming, an hour ago in the Mediterranean on your plate,
Yep.
There's so many.
Like we went to this restaurant there's this restaurant that's down the street from me called Dylan's, and they serve this chicken finger basket, and it is 3 chicken fingers and fries.
Okay.
The problem is that they're not chicken fingers. They're literally like breast of chicken. There are 3 breasts of chicken inside this basket.
All right.
That is the equivalent of 3 meals.
Yes.
At least, if not 4. I mean, you really should. The quantity of food that they put in front of you is so. Now, ever since I had, the bariatric surgery, which I don't shy away from saying it.
That's all right, man.
It's my stomach is so small that I can't even. I have to order off the kids' meal because I can't even. And most meals that I get, if I order a regular meal, it's going to last me for not only leftovers, but probably, like 2 leftovers, probably. It's like the equivalent of 3 meals. It's insane. It's just like, wow. Yeah. So for me, location wise, I've gotten to a point where I can trick my brain. Like I loved living in New Jersey, mainly for the memories and the vibe and the quietness. And it's just quiet up there in the area of New Jersey that I'm from is called Hunterdon County, which is in the middle, which is all the mountains and countryside and stuff. And whenever I'm there, I definitely feel grounded. So I would love to, if I ever, made any decent amount of money where I can afford another house, I would love to have a place up there where I could just go and just be grounded.
Sure.
But yeah, I think that's, but I can trick my brain. Like I can go out and stand on my back porch and go, okay, you are in New Jersey right now. Like I'm saying, okay, I'm in my backyard. That's over there is probably Flemington, New Jersey. That's probably over there. And Trenton. So I can literally temporarily trick my brain into kind of just, not being so desirous about being someplace and just like, all right, I can be in France. I can be in Italy. It's just like, I can be, looking at a regular mountain and going, this is a mountain in Italy. I'm sitting in,
there are places that look similar to places I've been.
You can do that.
I mean, I remember my first tour with Sonny and Tommy with Prince, and we were somewhere in I think in the Netherlands, and we were in like the tour bus. And we reached a place on the highway, on the Autostrada, where it looked like a series of roads in St. Paul, Minnesota. Sonny is like, man, this looks just like, and I was like, no, it doesn't. Then I started looking, I was like, you're right. Something about it looks exactly the same. Like
you can trick your brain like that. So you could take yourself back there now when you're on that same road. You can.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm in a windy road in the Georgia mountains, I can see that same windy road.
Yeah, I don't know,
going through New Jersey or going through some of
Mm-hmm.
you can. It can really give you a lot of solace to be able to trick your brain like that. Even you're intentionally tricking your brain, but your brain wants to get on a plane and go there, but you can take yourself to wherever you want to go. Oh, you know what's really awesome? The MetaQuest, the Facebook's virtual reality thing. It is a virtual reality thing that fits over you. You've seen it on TV, obviously.
Okay.
But it sits over you like it covers you see everything panoramically. They have this program called World, WOORLD. It's World, but with 2 or 3 extra O's. Mm-hmm. And you can go to any place on Google Maps, and you can say, I want to go to the middle of Paris, France, by the Eiffel Tower. And it will place you there, and you can stand and you can look around.
Yes.
And you can watch everything around you. Now, obviously, their photos are not like moving people, but it's literally like you're there. Listen, I've gone into my own town in New Jersey and stood in the middle of town and just looked around and just like, I'm here.
We're having a very, this conversation is so wrought with we're talking about something deeper than what it is, man.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Because
Well,
I
it's,
mean,
it's the holidays. It's a good
well,
angle.
yes, but we're also, I mean, because you're touching on transcendental meditation.
Sure,
You're
absolutely.
touching on many things right now, man, and
Yeah.
how technology has always tried to do, what can happen in the natural. They try to recreate it, in a way. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what we're facing right now as humans, this aspect of transhumanism where, I mean, people talking about being able to download their consciousness into a different life form or being, in the future. Like a friend of mine, Winter Jones, an artist that I've been working with for many years. Nobody knows him. He was in a few movies, but we're always talking about these things because he's a Buddhist, but somehow in his Buddhism, the way he views and takes in technology is through this lens. And it's like there's a lot of similarities between what is artificial that they're trying to create that we can really do for ourselves if we're open to the power that we possess on the inside.
That's what the new Avatar movies are about too. The Avatar movies is basically this military comes in and colonizes this, but doesn't colonize the place, comes into this colony and is able to transfer their spiritual self into these physical manifestations of these people.
Bobby G actually broke it down for me. We talked about it last week. Bobby, he texted me and said, "This is what Avatar is about." And he started with, "This is about Black people," and then he went straight away and down it, And I began to understand what it's about.
It does have
colonization, really.
Very common. Yeah, it does have that common overarching colonization. Here comes the white man.
All right.
But it's still good. It's a great movie. It's a great movie.
We didn't write the story. This is just what happened.
That's just Hollywood with their stamp.
Hey,
well, actually, with Avatar, Avatar is a very, very original story. The overarching colonization thing, they're not trying to colonize anything. They're just trying to get to minerals and stuff that are
same difference. That's still Africa. I mean, listen, we don't have to make it that heavy. We're trying to get off the air. We're not trying to stay on.
So
my dinner is waiting. We got to wrap this up.
Speaking of which, make sure that you guys tune in. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you have a unbelievable happy holidays, whatever it is that you celebrate or don't celebrate. Hope you guys just take some time to
whatever you want to do it.
Your family and whatever. Please make sure that you support us by going to patreon.com/Funkatopia. You see the name scrolling right there.
That's right. If you think we're worth it.
Right. If you love what we're doing and you'd like to help support us, patreon.com/Funkatopia is the way to do that. And it will get you access to the Holoquake special, which is happening right now. We are playing 4 full days of Prince live in concert. We jump around from year to year, and it's amazing. And there's also sound checks in there and rehearsals in there as well. And on Christmas Eve, we restart it all over again, and we'll do it again, another 4 days. So it's 8 days of Prince live in concert, and it is ASCAP and Global Music Rights license. So when they get the download and they see Prince Purple Rain, regardless of whether it was a live track or it will say Prince Purple Rain, and we make sure that when the artist gets played, the artist gets paid. That's right. That's what we want to do. So that's the reason why it's behind the Patreon wall. Patreon.com/Funkatopia. Check it out. 8 days of live concerts, and it's happening right now. It will go until tomorrow. And then we'll restart it again for another 4 days to get you through the rest of the week and all your holidays and whatnot.
And again, I don't mean to belabor the point.
No,
but you don't have to pay for this, but Mr. Christopher does. It's not like, I mean, listen, don't be an ingrate, don't be like the morgue you take and you don't give nothing.
I did it for free. Thank you. I did it for free and this is not the only thing that you're doing when you support us. That's not what this is about either. It's not just about supporting so that you can listen to this, because this is just an event that happens every Christmas, and we also do it on Thanksgiving. That's not what it's about. It's all the list of expenses that we have as a podcast, as a website,
Yeah.
The licensing and everything that takes place. And I said one of the examples was just StreamYard right here.
Yeah.
$89 a month just for the StreamYard right here.
We might have to do like a telethon, man. Like
no, saying that's the reason I'm not doing it, because none of this stuff has commercials or ads either. So you're free.
Yeah. Okay. Well then, yeah. I mean, then acknowledge what we're doing and show us that we mean something to you.
Yeah, I hope
please.
And obviously, you showing up is awesome. Thank you for watching and thank you for participating and whatnot. And let me just say again, happy holidays. I hope you guys have a fantastic one. We're gonna let Michael get to his dinner. I hope you guys had a good time tonight. Yes, we will be back next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we will be talking about the top 20 best funk albums of the year. So I'm going to go through them. It's a hell thing to put together, but I'm going to put it together and we're going to have a lot of fun playing some clips of the 20 best funk albums of the year. And you haven't heard of a lot of them. So
that's going to be cool, man. Yeah.
Good night. All right. And I hope you guys had a good time. Happy Halloween. Go ahead and tune in, download that Funked Up app and get it going right now. See y'all later. Adios, amigos y amigas. Happy Halloween.